Welcome to the ENT lecture series with Dr. Sunil Kumar Sharma. Today, we'll be discussing in-depth the indications and techniques for pediatric tracheostomy. Pediatric tracheostomies are often performed to relieve upper airway obstructions caused by congenital or acquired conditions. For example, children with laryngeal or tracheal stenosis may require a tracheostomy to ensure a clear airway. In cases where prolonged intubation is necessary, a tracheostomy is used to reduce the risks associated with long-term endotracheal intubation. This includes minimizing injury to the vocal cords and airway structures. A tracheostomy can help reduce anatomical dead space, making breathing easier and more efficient for the patient, particularly if they have chronic respiratory issues. For children who require frequent tracheal suctioning to clear secretions and maintain airway patency, a tracheostomy allows for more efficient management. Proper positioning is critical. The infant is placed in a supine position with the neck extended. This is usually achieved by placing a rolled towel or a gel pillow under the shoulders. Overextension should be avoided as it can increase the risk of injuring the great vessels near the root of the anterior neck. In adults, a horizontal incision is typically made midway between the cricoid and sternal notch. However, in pediatric practice, a vertical incision has become the standard in most major children's hospitals. This approach, though traditionally avoided due to cosmetic concerns, has shown better healing outcomes in pediatric cases. The incision length is adjusted to match the size of the tracheostomy tube, minimizing the skin defect post-procedure. A small disc of subcutaneous fat around the incision is removed to allow the skin edges to invert slightly, creating a stoma lined with healthy tissue. Absorbable sutures are used to suture the edge of the skin to the edge of the tracheal incision, known as maturation sutures. This results in a more secure, surgically fashioned stoma that is less likely to close prematurely. Stay sutures are placed in the tracheal wall on either side of the vertical incision. These sutures are often removable and are left in place until the first tube change. In the event of accidental decannulation, upward and lateral traction on these sutures can open the tracheostomy to facilitate tube reinsertion. The sutures are typically taped to the chest wall to prevent accidental removal. Pediatric tracheostomies require meticulous care to prevent complications, such as infection, tube dislodgement, and blockage. Regular cleaning, suctioning, and monitoring are necessary to ensure the tracheostomy remains functional and the surrounding skin remains healthy. In conclusion, pediatric tracheostomy is a complex but essential procedure with specific indications and techniques tailored to children's needs. This approach minimizes risk, provides reliable airway access, and ensures better patient outcomes. Thank you for joining Dr. Sunil Kumar Sharma's ENT lecture series. For further insights into pediatric ENT practices, stay tuned.